Hello, my viewers. I'm here to say to you, here's my video 5. Now be warned, it's going to be about 30 minutes long, so, you know, uh, it's worth knowing that at this stage. But welcome. I hope you've been waiting for my next video. This is video 5, and it will last for approximately 30 minutes. And it's going to encompass, it's going to bridge over, it's going to send out feelers to your mind that says, it's good information I want. It's not stuff that you're going to put in the corner, forget about, which I've mentioned in a previous video. I hope I can impart to you, the viewers, something that you can use, something that you can use. So this video really is to say to you, it's about the recipes, but it's also about more than the recipes. It's about the modus operandi. It's about the way you cook them. Now I have discovered after many years, I'm not bitter about it, but I sometimes think if I had a time machine, I would go back and buy one of these straight away. And what I'm talking about is an air fryer. Now, I bought an air fryer, and I've thrown in chicken, I've thrown in baked potatoes that have been sliced, and then thrown in with a bit of squirt of oil or a few tablespoons, and they've come out the most wonderful roast potatoes I've ever tasted, and the chicken has come out the most crispiest, delicious stuff I've ever tasted. And because of these happenings, I can say that it would be my advice to you, not that I want to tell you what to do, because I believe you have to choose yourself what you want to do in this world, but I'm here to sort of say to you, this is the way that you will benefit. And people who've watched my videos so far, although some of the recipes have been quite simplistic, they've been very usable, and I think this is what you want. You want the real stuff, not recipes, as I've said in previous videos, and maybe in this one, because, the recipes that you just put in the corner and forget about. So this is more about how to do things. What sort of stuff do you need? What sort of stuff that you need to make these recipes. Now, the air fryer is such an amazing tool. I really do wish I'd bought one. Now, so you can file this thing away under miscellaneous if you require. Miscellaneous used to, by the way, I said I'd tell you this, but miscellaneous used to hang around with perseverance. Now, once you know perseverance and miscellaneous hang around together, well, that's encouraging, isn't it? I think it's encouraging. Of course I do. So, if I could, woulda, coulda, shoulda, if I could, I would have had an air fryer a long time ago. But unfortunately, although I don't think like that, there's no point, there's no time machine. We can't go back. And so I'm so grateful to have acquired an air fryer so that I can put stuff in and have it ready. It's amazing. I'll throw a few peas in the microwave. I've got the baked potatoes crisping off, and I've already cooked the chicken, which is nice and crispy, and a bit of salt if you require, a bit of seasoning, and a bit of black pepper. And, because it all depends how much you think of food. Now, food for me, especially with these worrying times, and we seem to be making progress in some parts. It's been terribly sad for the loss of life and people are suffering from it. But I'm not sure, but I really pray and hope that they will get through. And a lot of people do. So it's certainly an encouraging note. It will get through, even though it can feel like an Everest. Let's try and do this base camp by base camp, and we'll get there. We'll defeat this virus, and of course it will leave our boffins, I think, with one more experience of a difficult virus, in the sense that they'll be more armed to tackle the next virus, which without doubt awaits in the future. But the smarter we get, the more we can tackle these terrible things that nature sends us, for one reason or another. And yes, so food is a way of getting through. It's an help. It's certainly a help to get through these times, and that's why I do these videos. It's for you. It's for you, a real person watching, whether you live alone or you live with somebody. I live alone, although, as I've said in previous videos, I have been thinking of getting a pet. Now, the pet I'm thinking of, as I've mentioned in the previous videos, is a stick insect. It's something I would like to consider getting, and if it doesn't measure up, or we don't get on, then I could always release it in the woods. And if I have second thoughts, tough, because I'll never be able to find it, would I really? No, I'd never be able to find it. And so, as I go forward with this video, that I want to present to you as my 5th video, then all I want you to do is think of, it's not all about the actual recipe. It's about, no, it's not about the computer on the wall. It's about the modus operandus, the way you cook things, and how easy it is, and it's so easy. It's such a fillip to my experience, and it's this fantastic way of thinking that has made me consider cookery in a different way. I mean, it really has opened up a new world, a world that I am so pleased to be part of. For there was a certain amount of drudgery about cooking in the past. I mean, the microwave was a big invention, that's true. I've referred to this in a recent video, that when it first came out, quickly remind you, went into a cafeteria, and I said, give us me a meat and potato pie. This gentleman duly obliged, and wrapped it in a piece of, a white bag with serrated edges, and went outside, sat on a form, and bit into the warm pie, with a sort of hint of the Antarctic in the middle. It was very cold, and it wasn't very good, and when I took it back, he looked at me as if I was being a complete pain, and all I wanted was, although he didn't snatch it out of my hand, I thought, my God, he's got this impression that says, his body language is saying, how dare you bring back my meat and potato pie that I have took part of my life to cook for you? And you have been at the tenacity, the temerity, and something else to bring it back. Well, I thought, come on, if I'm gonna buy a meat and potato pie, I want it properly cooked. Simple as. But I allowed an allowance for this debaucherous, effort, simply because it was new. The microwave was new to the market. Now, air fryers have been out years, and this is where I feel I have really suffered, by not getting it when it first came out. But how do you know about these things, And it was a friend who had one of these air fryers, and I thought, my God, they're so good. There's such a servant for one in the kitchen to enhance one's culinary experience. And I'm not going to pass this one. I must buy one immediately. And it's very nice to know that they don't cost the earth. They're quite, they're quite a decent sort of price, and worth every penny, if you ask me, or every cent. Well, that's true. And well, that's been my experience that it's true. Some people might buy one and think, what a waste of space. But I don't think so. And that's all I can do in these videos. Give you my candid, which is bits of lemon and orange. No, my candid opinion. And it's up to you whether you want to take my opinion or you don't. Now, if you don't want to take my opinion, that's okay. I can live with that. But I feel I owe it to the viewers. The viewers are the people who tune in to get something tangible, like I've said many times, instead of something they're just going to throw in the corner and forget about. And so, in this real world of mine, where I really want people to say, oh yeah, I mean, that would be the best outcome. If people said, oh yeah, that's good. That helps my life. That enriches my world, especially as we go through this terrible sort of stage. But we will get through it, of course. It's just a matter of time. And if we can have food that is well cooked, well sourced, good recipes. I mean, the recipes I would give for this is just like I've already said. I could give. I could give lamb or chicken or beef, lots of roast potatoes, all sorts of stuff that you can put in this air fryer, and you'll be laughing, or at least giggling inside, or maybe slightly merry. And if you never do experience those emotions, you might think, well, it's helped my life, but I'm not going to dwell on it. Whatever your evaluation of this information is, I hope it's positive for you. I really do. And that's why people are tuning into me in flocks, in masses, in discernible approaches. And this is good. And if I was German, I would say, ja, that is good. Mm-hmm. And if I was French, I would say, oui, or oui, bon. And because I'm English and partly Welsh, I say, I welcome your pleasure in what I impart to you. Now, I think that Miscellaneous, who hangs around with Perseverance, would say, if they could speak, yeah, it's good. It's worth filing away. It's good information. It's not a waste of time. It's something you can use in life. We have to strain out so much stuff in life. And we very rarely can say videos out there are 100%, informative and useful and can enrich your life. But this is what I aim for. This is my destination. It's about the journey as well as the destination. And once one's destination has been reached, of course, there's always other destinations. The world of cookery is a vast, we could say infinite sort of area. The reason I say that, and this is where my extra bits to these videos comes in, the philosophy, don't forget, we can never know it all because knowledge is infinite. This has been a public information broadcast by David S. Jones, Cookery Extraordinaire. Thank you. So I give you something to think about, and I want you to think about these things as we move along on a split second. And here comes a bit of philosophy as we move along on a split second. Isn't that the truth, viewers? We do move along on a split second, but that's okay, as long as we try and make informative choices that can benefit us and enrich our lives. And why not? Why shouldn't we be enriched? Why shouldn't we find better ways of doing things? Why shouldn't we find real recipes that really rouse one's renditiousness? And if you ask me what that means, don't ask me. It's the first time I've heard it as well, That's what I think. But anyway, as I look out the window, I can see it's a beautiful, clear day. But things need to be solved in the world. And they will be. This is only a temporary blip, but it's more than a blip, of course, because unfortunately people have paid with their lives and families mourning, and it's a horrible state of affairs. But what can maybe drag us through this is things like food, good food. We need everything that we can cling on to get through these times. And a good recipe, a good way of cooking, a modus operandi, an aid memoir, just write it on the wall, and other things like that, are very useful to the human condition. Now, in the past, I've done an introduction video which was fairly brief, but it gave people an idea of just how good, things can be with these videos. The second one I've mentioned in every video since because I'm quite proud of it. It was the smoked herring with smoked herring and a poached egg on top. Now that is my classic recipe, as I mentioned Fanny Craddock. I have heard all over my walls in the kitchen. And yes, I always remember Johnny saying to Fanny, unless it was a dream, on one of the last broadcasts, if not the last broadcast they'd done together, because he did as he was told, and he was happy to do that because he knew she was a genius. Anyway, on the last broadcast he turned to the camera and says, don't forget, viewers, nobody makes donuts like Fanny's. No one else makes donuts like Fanny's. And I thought, that's probably true, but what do I know? What do I know? I don't know. So anyway, all I know is she was a genius, and to compare myself to her would be absolutely wrong. So I do my bit in my own personal way. As you know, we're all like snowflakes, slightly different, but we have a lot of things in common. We're human, and when chips are down, you gotta watch you don't overcook them. And so I think that we've not got much longer of this video left. I can say that with true clarity, with honest abilities that are not here to hoodwink you or say the wrong things. I want to be genuine with you. I want you to want to tune in to video 6, which, let's face it, is just round the corner. And it's not going to be long before video 6 is up and running. Now, this one has been about ways of cooking and things that you can put in the pot and how easy it makes your life using the microwave as a friend. Now, I have said to people in the past, and I'm not ashamed of it, it was more of a joke, but there was a certain amount of truth about it as well. In a sense, there was a strand of truth, even though there were many strands of pretend. And that was, I have a degree in microwave cookery. All I meant by that is, the more you use a microwave, the more you can use it as a friend, as an accompaniment to your air fryer. Once you've got the air fryer up and running, and you've got the microwave helping, you can produce meals that will really satisfy you. And that's what this video is about. My next video will be probably 1 hour long. And that means there'll be, say, 4 or 5 recipes in that. It might be just 4. It might be just 4. I'm not promising anything, but except to be, I hope, informative, entertaining, and at the same time, thinking of you, the viewer, who is, let's face it, on the other end of the screen. And so it gives me great alacrity and suppleness unknown in past moments that benefiting from this has made my life easier. It stopped the worry to a certain extent. After all, there's no point in worrying. At the same time, one has to be responsible. Now, that's something some people can't grasp. And also, humour should be used in every situation, but delicately. Because let's not forget, viewers, we had World War conflicts in the past. And we got through by using all sorts of different ways to cope. Coping mechanisms. And one of the big coping mechanisms, which was undoubtedly there, was the sense of humour that us earthlings can muster up when the chips are down. When we need to, we can all rise, link hands, pull together, and get through something that tries to have the temerity to think that it can sink the human race. Well, I've got news for it. It ain't gonna happen. This is just one extra episode that will be defeated. And like I said earlier on in this video, there will be further episodes, new viruses. You think they can get cheeky with us humans, but we have to take on board lots of things. Maybe we have to make some patterns of change, but we will get there. And if it means a different modus operandus, if it means trying to manage the world's finite resources, we need to maybe evolve and not have the same modus operandus. To say, yes, our realization that the world is finite is very strong and getting stronger, and we can adapt. We've always adapted. The humans have done it, and we've been able to thwart these viruses, which, is all we can do, and I don't expect we can do any more than do that, and we're going to do it. And I think that we will win through, and our boffins will be better, much better at tackling the next virus, which will still probably be a trial to get through. It's something we're going to have to do. New coping mechanisms, not just for this one, but for the next one, which will certainly come along, but we don't want to worry about the next one. We have to deal with this one. But we will get sharper, we will get new ways of doing things, and we will be much more ready to adapt. Because we can say, And we can say this now. We have never had anything like this. But when the next one comes, we can say, well, we had something, and it displayed lots of horrible things and sacrifices that we had to do. We've been there, and we've never been there so deeply. And if it means this next one we have to go there a little bit deeper, then so be it. We will do it, and it's not gonna stop us. We will win through and be victorious. It's just a matter of time. And in that process, as I say, we're going to get a lot smarter and a lot more ready for the next one. So, we're going to be thinking, well, if you're going to come along, which you probably will do your best, but it ain't going to beat the human race, because the human race has got plenty of pluck. Plenty of pluck. In fact, I'll go as far to say the human race lives at plentyofpluck.com. Now then, back to cookery, which is something we need to do. We need to embrace cookery. We need to be interested. We don't just require eat to live. It would be nice if more people started to think, live to eat. And an all new vista opens up, and we can channel our thoughts into that area and realize the pleasures, of intricate dishes, if that's what you want, or something as simple as, dare I say it, beans on toast. So, whatever floats your boat, we all want to be up the creek. Oh, without a paddle? No, we want to be up the creek with a paddle. And these videos, I hope, will be giving you, the viewers, I'm sure are increasing all around the earth, to say, well, yes, he's given us a paddle. We was up the creek without one, but now, in a culinary sense, we're up the creek with a paddle, which means we can go to different areas, try different recipes, and feel that we are getting there. So if we channel our thoughts and try not to worry, this will increase our power, knowing we're all working together. All those boffins, all those brilliant people working in laboratories, the wonderful people of the health services, we're all thinking, it's not if, but it's when. And we will get this one beat, and we'll be much more smarter for the next one, which I don't want you to worry about too much. But, we have to have that philosophical sort of thing that we can do it. This is a step in the right direction. Now, this video I am shortly going to bring to an end, because I think I've imparted to you a wonderful sort of modus operandus of how to cook things in combination to your wonderful microwave, and of course the oven itself that you have. But yes, the air fryer, I cannot extol the virtues enough. I can't really. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing, like the microwave's a wonderful thing. And as mentioned, with the chicken and the different meats you can put in there, the chips that you can just put a little bit of oil, and that's another thing. You don't have to use any oil, and so one's diet is not compromised. And when you put the chicken in, it's up to you whether you peel off the skin, and But if you put a bit of salt on it and just treat yourself every now and then, if you need a bit of salt, watch your blood pressure, but just a sprinkle of salt, maybe some black pepper, you can have a lovely chicken and chips with some peas that are done in the microwave. Now then, viewers, I am going to say goodbye to you, and I hope you will be tuning in to video 6, which will be coming off you know, the the car line, you know, like a car line that makes cars, you know. It'll be coming off that very shortly, and it'll be for you, and it will be to make your life more enriched and keeping your pecs up. And so I will say thank you for tuning in. It is appreciated, and I'm sure you'll get some benefit from it if you want to take up the various options that I have put forward in this video today, and hope to see you in video 6. Goodbye.